You're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and I've been sick and out a couple of days, but I'm back and ready to talk about some really awesome things. So come sit and join me. Two topics I want to talk about. On this video today, I'm not speaking very loudly because I have been sick, like here in my throat, and I lost my voice. I'll still be coughing in videos today, I apologize. But videos will be shorter. They probably won't be a half of an hour because I'll need to cough. However, so I first want to say, we'll get back to the being sick thing. First I want to say, bless you guys so much and thank you for, I've just hit 500 subscribers. But I don't call you guys subscribers, I call you guys family members. And I've done 410 videos. So for those of you who haven't seen 410 of my videos, at times like this when I get sick, it's a good time to go back and look at all of my, videos. And if you have seen all of them, that's amazing. I know a few of you have. I know Ash has, and I think that, if you have seen all my videos, comment below, because I'm so interested to know people that have, even if you've been watching me for a month, when I first found Lady Gravedancer, I watched all of her videos from start to finish, after I found one that was amazing, and then after that, I watched them all again. And now when I go back and I want to see something, I watch them again. So, I learn a lot from her even still, and she is kind of like my mother of witchcraft, like Scott Cunningham is my father of witchcraft. These are the two real-life spirits that helped me get into what I'm doing. So, one thing that I made that I used when I was sick by Lady Gravedancer, and it's exactly the way she makes it on her channel, is, and I did a video on it for you guys, and I did a, VR to Lady Gravedancer. I did the same thing you did. I don't know why, but sometimes little colors of wax that fall off of my special candle here, when the wax falls off of it, I think that it's really cool. Like, whoop! See? There's a little chunk that came off with you guys. That's cool. Or at the ends here. I just think they're really special. So anyway, sometimes when they come off in little circles, I save them. And so they just feel special to me. And if you guys have things like that that feel special to you, you should totally, like, make something of it. Make it your tradition, if you will, or your ritual. My mind's still a little bit foggy from being sick, but and then make sure you use symbols as well. The symbols that I have on the top of this are my symbol of creation that, my symbol that came to me in meditation a few years ago. It's kind of like a hashtag, but it's more like a T with, like, drawn over each other. I wrote the date that I had made it. Star of creation, and then a heart for love, for just, a heart to me covers everything, like, even on hexing magic, like, or something that's on the darker side of the spectrum, because you want it all to be done, like, at the end of the day, with love. I don't know, that sounds silly at this point, but inside of here we have, and I let it soak for 3 months in the summer, so that by the time that the cold season came around, that this would, be something I could use. So if you make it in spring or summer, or even if you make it now that it's cold season, right? Today is, what's not today? 11/26, right? So, if you made it now, you could do it like a super quick one. If you shook it more than twice a day, like when I did this, I let it sit for 3 months and I shook it twice a day. But if you have one that you need to like do it quick and you're like, oh, it's cold season now, I say you could get one done in maybe 3 or 4 weeks quickest, but that's if you shake it maybe like 6 or 7 times a day, really trying to beat that out of the herbs that are inside. And what you do is you get raw organic apple cider vinegar. Bragg's is a great brand to use. I keep it in the shower because I use it to wash my hair. And then you fill up and I've done a video on this, right? You fill up your jar maybe like, well, first you put in the herbs, and there's only 2. It's echinacea and elderberry. That's it. And so you fill the herbs all the way, 3/4 of the way full of the jar, and then you fill the apple cider vinegar all the way over it. And you let that soak for, as long as until you need it, right? I just let it soak until I needed it. Strained it and then started using it right at the beginning of cold season. And if you take a couple dropperfuls a day, maybe like 2 in the morning, you're good. Each day, and use it as a preventative. However, if you get sick and you need to kick your cold, this is great as well. And you can't take too much of this, in my opinion, but you have to. I am not a doctor. You have to ask your naturopath or your medical doctor, right? And you should always tell them if you're adding in herbs. If you're on like regular medicines, you should always tell them if you're adding in herbs so that they know, because those can contradict each other and they can interfere with the medication. But as a general, as far as I know, this is pretty safe. Just make sure that if you take medicine, you check in with your doctor, take all those precautions you need. Alright, so this is something that I used, and when I was sick, I just, honestly, out of this jar, I take sips out of it, like with a spoon. I'll take a spoon, put it in, and take a drink, because I don't have an empty dropper. As soon as this one's empty, this valerian root, I'll use this, probably. Okay, so I call this Never Get Sick tincture, but it's Lady Grave Dancer's for sure. It's her recipe all the way. Excuse me. One I made of my own, a tincture with alcohol, and I did a video on this as well. I've done the same thing on the top. All my symbols, a little couple pieces of wax. I keep this one, it looks like an eye when they're together, kind of like an evil eye. And inside of this is valerian root and pennyroyal, and it's really good for helping you sleep when you're sick, or just anytime you need sleep. So it's valerian, pennyroyal, and lavender. And then I used a grain alcohol, an Everclear. And I'm able to get that here in a liquor store called Bevmo. But every state has different liquor laws. I feel like my voice sounds really weird. I'm trying to hang in there and not cough too much. So that's what I use to help me get through. But in the meantime, here's the thing. I know since I post daily videos, and I haven't posted a video since I did the live 3 days ago, that people worry about me. And that's so sweet of you guys. I actually got a comment from Tasha Bonner, and she said, where are you okay, or something like that. I need my daily dose, it's been a couple of days. Well, Tasha Bonner and everybody who feels like that, I can't say it enough, connect with me on Skype, because I've been talking to all the people I connect with on Skype, all the witches, every single day that I've been sick, sending them music or cool videos that I've been watching, new information I'm finding. And so it's kind of like, if you will, if you're Skype friends with me, whether you video chat with me or not, because I have some people that don't want to video chat with me, and I get that, but I have a lot of people that I'm able to connect with on that level. So Tasha Bonner, find me on Skype, and on Skype I'm Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and any of you are welcome to find me there, and I would enjoy having more friends there. Another benefit of being friends with my Skype, it's kind of like having a free Pantheon or whatever you call it, but basically, like, if you're in need of a question, I'm able to respond to you that day, you know, a personal question on magic or meditation or whatever. And I don't mind doing that at all for any of my friends, because you guys help me out too. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm so thankful for all of these family members that it's been 4.5 months. You know, I started in late June. So, find me on Skype, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and you do not have to FaceTime with me to be my Skype friend. You can chat there, we can send pictures, it's really great. So, I've said that, and I'm going to be doing a video next on my stars of creation that I make, and how to make them, and all the supplies that you could use. And basically, I think you could make these for free if you were able to find string and go out in nature and find things. But I have one for every color because I made them for my color videos, and then I use them, like if I don't have a blue candle, sometimes I'll just bring out my blue star of creation or my yellow star of creation if I don't have a yellow candle, etc. This is a white never mind. And then my red one stays up there on booth. My wolf. So anyway, I thought that we could do that. Here are the supplies that you'll need. Just in case you have time to run out to the store before I air the next video. Little willow sticks. A willow is great for magic for a lot of reasons, and I'll say that in the video, but also they're perfect for these stars. They're kind of like the perfect size, as you can see. And they're at the pet store in the chinchilla section. I wish I would have kept the label so I could have shown you guys. And some of them are whole, the little ones, and some of them are split in half, and I just separated them. But when you get them, some are split in half and some are whole. And you can use the whole ones for a star, but I used the split ones to make like a double, as you can see, I just paired them together. And then I either did one that was like a double color layer or just a single blonde versus brown. I don't know. I got creative with it. I suggest you guys do too. But kind of that's the first ingredient there. You could also simply use these tiny wooden dowels that you can find at Walmart. Okay, these little wooden dowels. They're small, look. They're not too big. So a star would be like a lot smaller. You could make Christmas decorations out of these, but make them smaller out of smaller things. I mean, you could go any which direction with it. You could even get the giant dowels and make a giant one, I use these wooden dowels, and I did a video for writing a spell on them and pounding them into the ground and all the intention that's there, and, the words as you're pounding the words into the earth. That was just so great. So make sure that you have your sticks, okay, of whatever kind you decide. And these are all in my apothecary shelf down here. So sticks. And then, as I was saying, you could use a feather as like a decoration at the top. However, you could also, I just thought of as I was pulling out my ingredients or my tools, you could also do beads on them. And these are lava beads, so you can put essential oils onto them, and then the smell stays there. Oh my goodness, you guys. Lava beads are like the best if you're into essential oils and making jewelry, because listen, if you had one that's a pendant, which I do, and I'll show you, then you can put essential oil on it, and not only does one side of it touch your skin and it will absorb into your skin, into your bloodstream, and that's what it's meant to do, but on the other side, the smell, you'll be smelling it, and you'll get that whole aromatherapy aspect of it. So, again, in this bag, yeah, here's one of the ones that's a little bit larger. They're all like stuck together. Darn it. I will have to take the time and go through there. But again, these are ones that you could wear just on a piece of hemp right there on your neck. If you want one from me that I make for you, ask and I'll send one to you. You can buy one. But again, these are great. I have them in all shapes and sizes, teardrops. You could also use it as a bracelet and put the aromatherapy on there. So yeah, they're super excellent. So you could put those on your Star of Creation if you wanted to add the element of the essential oil to it, or just for a pretty decoration, like as you can see with some of these blue ones would be gorgeous. These are an imitation turquoise. But you guys, not everybody can afford to put turquoise on their things. So even having an imitation turquoise, if you look at it and you really harness that vibration with that piece of material, you can make it work for the same thing. It's as a symbolism, okay? Not as, you know, you're not going to be able to absorb it into your skin, the same properties, but as a symbolism, you could certainly use those pieces that aren't real as the same in place of, you know. However, what I used, oh, right. You could use anything to tie them together. You could use ribbon, anything you find around your house. You could use, what I've used here is like friendship bracelet string, okay? Just these cords. I use these in cord magic. I use these in all kinds of things, okay? And then, your other options that you could use, excuse me. Other options that you could use would be anything in this box. Like we've got a black hemp. Again, on the black hemp with those essential oil beads. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's inexpensive. It's great. You could use like a green, this is kind of like a plasticky rope that I just had around. You could use that to tie it up. You could use regular hemp. You could use, at the dollar store I found these wires that are colored or just silver. On the nicer side of that, you could use this real copper wire that I got at the Home Depot, the hardware store. It's beautiful, and copper is part of my blood type, so because I'm Rh negative, and if you're Rh negative too, look into copper in your blood type, okay? Because most blood types, iron is the base, however Rh negative, it's copper. Another thing you could do would just be like this is just a stretchy bracelet making cord, okay? Yeah, so you could use anything, and that's what I want to show you, and we'll get our own ideas together, and if I can make a star in under 30 minutes, that'll be really great. So I'm going to post this video now, and oh, also in place of, like for instance, and I'll show it in the next video, you could do, like, if you didn't, you could forage sticks in nature, of course, that would be amazing, but there are a lot of magical properties in willow, which we'll talk about. But, like, when I got this big stalk of dill, and I dried it out, it's so cool because the roots are still on it. I love when they leave the roots, so good for different types of magic. You could make a Star of Creation out of these stalks, you know, and I might try and do that for you guys, just to show you that it's, try and do it out of anything, you know. And the properties of dill, I did a video on dill that's like 30 minutes long. I went outside and talked about it this summer, and there are so many aspects. I believe love and romance and money were big aspects. So if you want to make a Star of Creation, like for money, use green ties, make it out of dill stalks, you know, really think about what's just around you, just outside, in your kitchen, all of that. That's what my channel's about if you're new to it. But my channel goes all over the place. Sometimes I read scary stories to you guys. Sometimes I read Grimm's fairy tales to you guys. Sometimes I tell you how to make a cool candle and melt it, and, you know, how to melt wax, and sometimes we scry. A lot of the times we talk about herbs. We go live a lot because I want to connect more with you guys. But newer things that will be coming to the channel, you know, there's a lot of new things I want to do that are somewhat connected to witchcraft, but not really. I want to talk about true crime more and get people more aware of what's really going on in the world, because when I talk about it with you guys, I'm like not saddened, but I'm so surprised that some people are 40 or something and they've never heard these stories, you know. So I've got a lot coming. And I always give a big disclaimer. This is not for children. We're going to talk about Black Mirror. I've been doing reviews. We went live and we watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then we went live again and watched House of a Thousand Corpses. We've just been getting to know each other so much and getting so much accomplished, so much done. Been talking about retreats coming up in a year or two. So many things. So I love you guys. You guys are my family members. I know that they call you subscribers, but that's not what you are to me. You're family members. So, thank you for all the love and support. And again, if I get sick, there are 410 videos. And that's today on 10/26 or 11/26/18. So, and this will make 411. You guys, thank you. I love you. You're my family. And we will be coming back to make extra special Stars of Creation. All my love, Jen the Taxidermy Witch.